Hello and welcome to Thursday's Squid meeting here on. I hope you enjoyed our live session yesterday with Zoom and got a lot out of being able to meet with one another and talk. I know we really enjoyed having you with us and being able to do things live with you. Today on Thursday we're going back to the video and we're going to follow the same format that we have been for our Scripps Union Beach Mission for Sutton-on-Sea this year. If you don't know me, my name's Chris and I'm the Squid leader, and we're going to go through with an experiment and looking at our theme, and then a reflection based upon our reading for the day and an activity you can do at home. If you haven't already looked at the Morning Madness video from this morning, I'd really encourage you to do so. They're absolutely fantastic with their games and songs, and also the Bible reading that we're going to be reflecting upon later. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't already watched the Morning Madness video, to pause this one and go and have a look at it. It's on the channel for the Beach Mission that you found this video on. Our theme this year is Wonder Zone, and it's brilliant to be thinking about the wonderful world that God has made and all of the things that are in it. And we're going to be thinking about the creation and all that God has done in creating this world for us today. And what I want to do to begin with is to sort of think a little bit about ourselves and how God has made each of us unique and the different things about us. And we can start that by thinking a little bit about how we've been made. You know, I can look at myself and I can say, yeah, there's no one like me. You might think that's a great news that there's no one else like me. Or you might be disappointed that I am the only one of me in the world. But you look at me and there are certain things. You know, I'm fairly slim. I've got dark hair. I've got brown eyes, and this is me. I'm 45 years old almost. I will be 45 next week. You don't have to send me a card. Hoping this year I won't get gunged, which I normally do on Beach Mission, but there we go. That's a bit of me. But there are other things that sort of we could look at. Maybe we could find out how tall we are. I've got a tape measure up on the wall over here, so if I just turn this round, we can see how tall I am. So there we go. I am 5'8" tall, which is 173 centimetres. So that's 5'8", 173 centimetres. That's how tall I am. That's part of me and the way I have been made. But there are other things maybe that we could do that think a little bit about how I am and certain things. Maybe we could find out how much breath I've got in me. There are various experiments you can do. There's one where you can get a bottle of water and you can fill a bottle with water and put a rubber tube into it and hold it upside down in some other water. Blow through the tube and you're able to measure how much air is in your lungs. This is another way of doing it. You can't measure it quite so easily, but gives you a visual idea of how much can you blow a balloon up with just one breath. No more, just one. So here we go. That's one breath from me. And it makes a funny noise when you let go, which is always great when you're doing these sort of things. Another thing you can look at to see about the way you know whether you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed. I'm actually really bad with my left hand. Some people are ambidextrous, which means they can use both hands. My sister's very good at using both hands, although her left is her best. But I am very much right-handed. But what-eyed are you? Did you know that you have two eyes and you have a preference as which one you see out of best? If you put your fingers together like that and look at something in the distance through your hands. Now, cover one eye and then cover the other eye. If what you're looking at jumps, when you cover one eye, it should jump outside of that ring. And that is if it jumps, that's your weaker eye. If it doesn't jump, that's your preference, your strong eye. I'm left-eyed, right-handed, left-eyed. That's me. And there are other things that make up who we are. So one of the things that makes us exactly who we are is our DNA. And everyone's DNA is different and it codes how our body is and what we look like. And one of the things that is unique to every single one of us is our fingerprints. And you can actually have a look at taking your fingerprints. Here I'm going to do mine. So I've got some white paper and I've just got a simple ink pad. And if I just roll my finger across the ink pad gently. Oops, I slid slightly, so that's not brilliant, but there we go. And I can do and that is my fingerprints. And I get nice blue fingers as a result of that. If you're going to do this at home and you buy some, please make sure you buy washable, whoops, that's the tape measure falling down. You buy some washable ink so that it'll wash off your hands quickly. If you buy one that says permanent ink on there, it's going to be a lot harder to get off your hands, and I don't want to take responsibility for that. So please don't buy permanent, buy washable ink to do this with, and you can see your fingerprints. And what all this shows is that we've been made in a fabulous way. Lots and lots of different things about us. And when we go out into the world, we can see lots of things in creation and the wonderful things that God has made. And we're going to continue to think about that now as Bethany gives us a reflection on the wonderful way in which God has made us.
We will be reflecting upon the readings of Psalms 104 and 139, told in the Morning Madness video. If you haven't heard it yet, you might like to pause the video here and watch it now. These psalms praise God for the wonderful world He has made and the diversity within it. Psalms 104 talks of the many wonders in creation, and Psalms 139 speaks about how amazing it is that God loves us. What are your favourite bits in creation? How do you think God would want us to treat this world He has made? What can we do to look after and care for the world?
Hi, this is Katie again, and today we're going to do a challenge. Okay, you've got to collect as many things as you can in 10 minutes from outside. So it can be snails or slugs or worms or ants. Okay, so I've been out and I've collected a few. So we've got in here, we've got a few no, not a snail. We've got worms and a slug. And then I've got here some centipedes down there. You can barely see them. Let's get a magnifying glass. Can just see all those legs. Oh, I don't know if you can see all the legs. I think, yeah, there are loads and loads of little legs. And then in here we've got woodlice, and there was an ant, but I think it's disappeared. I think it's escaped. So, or if you don't fancy collecting those, you can collect anything that's living. I've got some snail shells here, but I couldn't find a snail. If you can collect a live snail, that would be brilliant. And then have a look at its I don't know, are they antennae? I don't know what they call them, coming out the end. And lots of lovely shells here. There's a tiny snail shell here. Can you see? Let me get the magnifying glass again. You see that tiny snail shell there? And then we got flowers, and we've got a nut with a hole in, so the squirrel's eaten that. We've got fungi, feathers, bark, a stick with some lichen on it, and all these things here. Okay, so 10 minutes, you've got 10 minutes. Now, supposing it's pouring with rain and you really don't want to go outside, you can look for things inside. And I did 10 minutes inside, and I collected, I don't know why, I must love fir cones. I've got loads of different fir cones in my house. That enormous one, then various other ones. I've got this enormous long, actually that wasn't from inside, that was from outside. Right, then we've got a starfish I collected from Sutton-on-Sea. I've got an anemone, that shell that I collected from Norfolk Beach. I've got various shells, and then I've got this fossily thing. Can you see this? Just let me get this. Get the mic. Can you see that? That's sort of a fossily thing. And I got some nice stones. So those are things I found inside, right? So you've got 10 minutes, and if you find anything exciting, then that's even more special, and you can send me a picture. You may even have a skeleton in your cupboard. Somebody I know has got a sheep skull, so we might be able to see that. Okay, ready, steady, go. 10 minutes.
Well, I hope you've really enjoyed Squid today. It's been fabulous to have you with us, and I hope you've enjoyed the craft and learning a bit about yourselves and the wonderful world that God has made. And tomorrow will be our last day, and we're going to have another video which we post at the same time appearing on this channel. I hope you'll be able to join us for Morning Madness and then also for the Squid video. We look forward to seeing you. If you do any of the craft activities, I would love to have your feedback. Send pictures of what you've done and to post them on the Facebook page, or send an email to us with your pictures and we can use them. We'd love to that. The email address and Facebook page are appearing on the screen now. And finally, before we go, your squid fact for the day. I mentioned on another day that the biggest squid is the colossal squid and the giant squid. There's two different types of squid, the colossal and the giant. They can go to 12 meters in length. But did you know that the smallest squid is the cephaloid squid, which grows to only 2.5 centimeters in length? Just 2.5 centimeters. That's about that big. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And weighs less than 7 grams. So that's really, really small and light. And squids, as you've probably heard me say on purpose, are invertebrates, which means they have no backs in them. But because the colossal squid is 12 meters long and the cephaloid squid is less than 2.5 centimeters, squids make both the biggest and smallest of all invertebrates. That's quite amazing for one family of animals. Well, I hope you've really enjoyed it. Being with Squid today. Stay safe and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.